The 2016 Paris Agreement gave the world a sense of hope that politicians could work together to limit temperature rises to 2 degrees centigrade. However, much has changed since the milestone agreement. More frequent extreme weather events, increasing political nationalism and growing economic inequality are making the goal of a carbon-neutral world by 2050 harder to achieve. Schroders Climate Progress Dashboard is currently indicating that global temperatures are likely to rise by 3.8 degrees by 2025. As investors in global cities, we seek to ensure that each holding is analyzed on its sustainability credentials during the investment process, including its impact on the environment. On a recent visit to Paris, we learned more about how the publicly listed French commercial and residential landlord Gecina is demonstrating leadership in the transition to a more sustainable city. Paris is ranked 17th in our Global Cities Index, and 90% of Gecina's portfolio is located within the Paris region, as of the end of 2018. Their ambition to own sustainable urban assets is a key reason for our interest in the company.Global. Cities lead the charge with control over local planning, taxes and energy supply. The mayors of leading global cities are setting ambitious climate action plans to meet the targets set by the Paris Agreement. Paris has its own climate agency to deliver theirs and sits on the steering committee of the C40 Cities group that is sharing sustainability best practice globally.Local. Real estate owners will play an important role in achieving these plans, as buildings and the construction industry account for around 40% of global carbon emissions.Eight ways real estate owners can achieve a more sustainable portfolio. Define ambitious visionAmbitions are agreed at executive level and structured around the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Getting these targets approved by third parties, such as the Carbon Trust and Science-Based Targets Initiative, adds validity to this process. Gecina has committed to becoming carbon neutral by 2050 and has cut its emissions by 32% since 2008, halfway to its 2030 target. 2. Using renewable energy consumption is a key contributor to overall carbon emissions from buildings, with around 80% still supplied by fossil fuels globally. Gecina recently developed an office building called Gecina, which produces more energy than it consumes using 960 square meters of photovoltaic cells and geothermal heat pumps. However, sufficient renewable energy cannot be generated on site in all cases. Much rests on tenants once buildings are occupied, with green leases one way to incentivize good practice. Sign up to Schroders Global Cities newsletters. Cities such as Paris are also introducing district urban heat and cooling networks that can improve energy efficiency by 50%. With occupiers seeking for more on this story, visit the news article link.